with Hertz #1.
Tournament 1997 style. 2 teams at halftime, 1 active game. It's halftime.
CBS Sports presents Pennzoil at the Half, sponsored by Pennzoil, the first motor oil to fully meet the new, tougher GF2 standard.
Hi, everybody. I'm Pat O'Brien in our New York studios, along with our man Clark Kellogg. Clark, nice to see you again. It's halftime. Kansas putting on a clinic showing why a 16 seed does not win this tournament, 47-34 in the first half. Roy Williams, is this the best Kansas team ever? A lot of people think so. And a little pressure on him to win it all this year. A good ball movement for Kansas early. Paul Pierce finding Scott Pollard for the slam.
They can play you any way you want to play. Transition in the half court, great spacing, great size, good pass and catch.
Tigers stay close in the early going, though. Tyrone Moten takes advantage of a nice outlet pass and puts it in with authority, but inside, Kansas just too strong for them.
Too big. Look at Rafe LaFrentz come and reject it. The first pass to the fast break. Here's Vaughn. Pull-up 3 in transition. Let's go back.
Kansas big man having a field day. LaFrentz has 12 points. Pollard has 10. The Jayhawks shooting a shade under 50%.
Well, they do that all year long, and that's the one weakness they've had in the past. I don't think it's a weakness. You can't find a weakness with this team. Size, depth, coaching, everything you want in a championship.
All right, a 14-3 game going on also. Another clinic by Cincinnati, 39-17 over 14th seeded Butler. Butler, the host team this year in Indianapolis school. Danny Fortson, talk about an inside game. He uses his power game underneath and gets 2 early on. Then Butler's T.J. Perry off the bench goes inside for those 2, which is nice and pretty. But Cincinnati, almost the same situation as Kansas.
Here you take a look at Darnell Burton. When Cincinnati is making the perimeter shot with their strength up front, they're really hard to handle.
And a lot of people always ask which Bearcat team will show up, and the good one showed up today.
Certainly has so far.
All right, let's go out to Winston-Salem. There's a game going on right now, and it's 32-31. California leads Princeton right now. Princeton's led most of this game. Let's go down to Bill Raftery and Sean McDonough at courtside.
20 seconds.
California leads 32-31. The Bears trail 29-23 at the half. This is first-round action in the East region. California Golden Bears, the number 5 seed with a record of 21-8 overall. They were picked to finish 6th in the preseason poll. Wound up finishing tied for 2nd behind UCLA in Ben Braun's first year as coach. Meanwhile, Princeton, the champions of the Ivy League, at 24-3 overall and 14-0 in Ivy League play.
And not too many people make them hurry up, but Cal has. They've tried some back cuts quickly on the shot clock. Now here's a turnover on the inbound, the pressure, something they didn't use in the first half. Been some adjustments at halftime.
The winner of this game advances to meet the winner of the game between Villanova and LIU. Tonight here, it's North Carolina and Fairfield and Indiana versus Colorado. In that North Carolina game, Dean Smith will try to tie Adolph Rupp's all-time record for career coaching victories.
And still with the zone, Sean. This time a little flatter.
Grigsby double teamed and scored nonetheless.
Just elevates over. Great look. Retired his number. And it wasn't for prolific scoring at Cal. It was for what he stood for the program. Very impressive.
Jump out as one of the all-time great players in terms of points and rebounds, but they've retired his number because of his perseverance and dedication. 6 years, as we mentioned, of eligibility granted by the NCAA due to a variety of injuries. The only other men's player at Cal to have had his number retired is KJ, Kevin Johnson.
Must be exemplary, not only to have the number, but the NCAA to understand the injuries and the difficulty. They're jamming it in.
Gonzalez in the lane. It's all Cal here in the second half. 6 points for Gonzalez in the second half.
Well, they have found the answer on offense and defensively. It's been the quick hit by the Tigers.
Tigers come up empty from behind the arc here in the second half. 0 for 5 from three-point range. And an illegal screen called against Princeton.
Well, they found the home down low, and Gonzalez, who likes tight quarters, doesn't mind taking a hit, keeps on ticking. And then the counter at the other end, good aggressive D, some switching, better understanding of the Princeton offense.
And the second foul called on Earl. Magruder dribbled into traffic. Last touch by Johnson. Cal will play it in with 18 on the shot clock. They've outscored Princeton 13-2 here in the second half.
Now, you've done enough games. It's so hard for a fast team to make a slow team play quicker. That's what it looks like Cal has done because they've been pounding them inside. Now, boxing one on Duck with Johnson. See him trailing them all over. Everybody else zones up.
Gonzalez, a rare miss. Stewart stripped on the floor. He was double teamed by Llewellyn and Johnson wound up with the ball. Princeton needs a bucket. Down by 5.
Just check the shot clock here, Sean. See how if they're a little slower and more patient.
They have been much more patient. This looks like their offense that we saw in the first half, and it pays off. Good call, Coach Raftery, as Mitch Henderson buries a 3. Duck down the lane. His pass got deflected and picked up by Goodrich.
And that's what the boxing one will do. You try and do some bad look here. Too long by Henderson.
Magruder picked it off. Magruder to the bucket. Magruder got it back and missed it. And Magruder, with his perseverance paying off, fouled by Goodrich. 2 fouls on Steve Goodrich.
All right, little bonus coverage there. California leading Princeton 36-34. Princeton with a big bucket there, Clark Kellogg, and it's an interesting game. Let's fill everybody up on what's coming up the rest of the day in first round action. In the East, Long Island and Villanova, that tips at 2:37. Valparaiso and Boston College, approximately 2:42. Don't hold us to these numbers. Rhode Island and Purdue, it's an 8-9 game, Clark, that you like, at 2:47. And Illinois State and Iowa State, an 11-6 game at 2:52. Now, for some of you out there, we're going to send you back to Cal-Princeton game. The rest of you, it's halftime. We'll be back with more Pennzoil at the half right after this.
Sean McDonough, Bill Raftery back in Winston-Salem, where Princeton has reclaimed the lead by a point over Cal. The tournament summary tells us that no number 16 seed has defeated the number 1 tonight. North Carolina will take on Fairfield, the 1 versus 16 game here in Winston-Salem. And North Carolina traveled only 55 miles to come to Winston-Salem. Cal had the longest trip of any team in the tournament for a first round game, 2,742 miles from Berkeley to this point.
And Princeton with 3 offensive rebounds. Cal with 15 on a miss. Everybody's got a rebound for Princeton. That's where they're having their difficulties. Second chances.
Marks stepped way out, missed a shot, ran down his own rebound with 6.5 minutes remaining. Princeton has now been out-rebounded 31-13. That's a margin of 18. Bill Carmody said if it gets to 20 or more, we're in trouble.
Mixing his D up. They're confusing Cal right now.
Gonzalez stepped away from Henderson, was long with the jumper. Gonzalez ran down the free ball. The lob, Marks got the bounce off the rim, and Cal leads by a point with 6 minutes remaining.
Great look by Magruder. Gonzalez made the play with the all-out hustle.
Goodrich still on the bench with 4 fouls for Princeton. Johnson down the lane. Rosenfeld didn't get enough on the tip.
Oh, that was a shame. Johnson had dragged both defenders with him on the baby hook.
Goodrich at the scorer's table. He's going to check back in at the next opportunity with 4 fouls. He's been out for almost 4 minutes of game action now.
The boxing one and a matchup with the other guys has really caused some disturbance for Cal.
With 3 on the clock, Marks long again. Rebound Rosenfeld. And down on the floor goes Duck, grabbing his left ankle.
As Llewellyn ran by, he just was standing there, banged into him.
Duck limps right to the end of the bench. It has been a season filled with injuries, making Cal's success that much more remarkable.
Now you can see right there as Llewellyn's turn to run, he had his foot caught underneath him. And Randy has stepped up magnificently this year with Greg on down. He just gets caught up and gets the turn. What a difficult season for these guys.
He's one of those who was bothered by the injury bug that plagued this team. He broke his left thumb in practice before the start of the season. Didn't miss any playing time, but wore a protective brace on that thumb for 2 months. Goodrich just back in the game, lost the handle. When he went out of the game, Princeton was trailing by a point, and that's the story as he comes back in.
I got to squeeze the apple.
.443 remaining. Cal by 1. Stewart, long with it. Stewart nearly got called for an over-the-back foul. Grigsby picked it up and put it in.
Almost volleyball, Sean. Stay on the other side of the rim. They've got a great look if they go from the box opposite Cal.
The Bears lead by 3. Llewellyn for the tie. And Cal continues to get just about every rebound. That time the guard Magruder snuck in.
One and done. That's the limit. When you get ahead, it's very difficult then for Princeton. They got to come out and play a little differently.
Tuck on the bench, but Magruder and McQueen both have plenty of experience. Both are seniors. McQueen, nice pass. Stewart.
He has been terrific, Magruder. Caused some chaos, good passing. Bill Carmody looks like he's going to get everything organized with the timeout. What a finish. Yogi sending it in.
Timeout Princeton. The Tigers find themselves trailing by 5 after the flush by Yogi Stewart.
Back in Winston-Salem, Cal team doctor Cindy Chang is back in the locker room right now working on Randy Duck. She's taping up his left ankle. She had to come out of the seats to work on him because the trainer, Carol Rogers, was already in the locker room with Kenyon Jones working on his right ankle. This is not the way we expected this to be with Cal being the bigger team, Sean.
Cal's on an 8-0 run over the last 3:45 to take a 5-point lead. Princeton with the ball out of its timeout. Down by 5 as we approach 3 minutes remaining. Johnson fouled as he handled a pass. Magruder bumped him. Well, as we mentioned earlier, Bill Carmody said if his team got out-rebounded by 10 or 12 rebounds, that would be okay. But if it got up around 15 or 20, his team would be in big trouble. They've been out-rebounded by 20 by Cal. And there's a big 3 out of the corner by Brian Earl.
Get them back in a little bit, Sean. He said Marquette reminds them a little bit of Cal. The forceful nature inside, the big bodies. They've been taking advantage of it.
Princeton went 4:45 without a field goal before that 3 by Earl, who's hit a couple of big long-range jumpers here in the second half.
Princeton in the match, always looking to help. There's the exchange. They must rebound. All 5 guys got to go down. That's where their problems have occurred.
Shot clock at 3. Not the shot they want. McQueen, but they get another rebound. And able to pass off was Stewart before he hit the deck and traveled, and he's injured.
Unbelievable. He's holding his hand. But that's one where the guards could have helped. That's been the difficulty. It hasn't been the ones around the 10 all the time.
Now Cal, with some key players out of action, most notably Duck, content to run the shot clock down with a 2-point lead. And with 2 minutes remaining, McQueen, long from 3-point range. This time, Princeton corrals the 3 ball, then a held ball. McQueen tied up Earl, and on the arrow, it goes back to Cal.
Good activity by Cal. The long one up for grabs. Princeton goes up big for it, and this one should be going the other way, but unfortunately, Brian Earl can't get himself turned on the pivot foot away from the traffic.
Timeout, California. The Bears lead by 2 with 1:52 remaining. Begin the tournament, and while you're rocking on the road to the Final Four, jump on the information superhighway with CBS Sports Online. You'll find breaking news, scores, highlights, and other great stuff at cbs.sportsline.com. Randy Duck back from the dressing room and back on the court. They taped his left ankle. Kenyon Jones has also returned to the bench. Not in the lineup at the moment for Cal. They inbound with 32 on the shot clock.
And Sean, the 3-guard look was very favorable in the first half for them. They're back at it now. Nice denial by Earl. Gets called for the small change.
3 fouls on Earl. Not yet the bonus situation. 5 team fouls against Princeton. That's a travel. Gonzalez, you cannot walk along the sideline. Tony did.
That's the inexperience, though. He's not used to being in that situation.
California with a 2-point lead. Princeton with the ball, 1:40 remaining. This one has been close throughout. Mitch Henderson lays it in, and Princeton is pulled even again. Henderson has been the star of the day for the Tigers with 15.
He has done that consistently without any attention in the back. Gonzalez, the nearest guy to defend. Great explosion.
Princeton led by 6 at the half. They squandered that lead. Cal went up by 5, thanks in large part to Henderson, who has 9 points here in the second half. Princeton is back even.
They've done a nice job taking away that high-low. They put Gonzalez up top and look down to the post.
5 on the shot clock. A tough shot by Gonzalez, falling away. Cal by 2. He's under a minute remaining.
He's got a ticker, Sean. Oh, what courage to take that one. Pretty.
Backdoor cut. It hit Gonzalez on the backside. Llewellys, triple teamed, settles it. And Bill Carmody wants a timeout. 43 seconds remaining. 21 on the shot clock for Princeton. When we come back to Winston-Salem. And with 42.8 seconds remaining, we welcome those of you just joining us to the Lawrence Joel Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Winston-Salem. Sean McDonough with Bill Raftery. Cal leads Princeton by 2.
And of all people, Tony Gonzalez, magnificent football player, showing a lot of courage. Turnaround jump shot, helping defensively. And a good-looking breakdown here as he becomes a threat. Good rotate. He couldn't do that back in November. Was struggling with that shot, but now, without Gray, he's got a lot of confidence.
10 points in the game for Gonzalez. And they turn it over. They tried to feed Goodrich. They were trying to set up a backdoor cut, it looked, with Goodrich about to pass off to the back door. And the set play didn't work. Cal intercepted.
Now that's the second one that they haven't converted. Goodrich fumbled one. They have the spin dribble, the flash of the postman, and they were not ready for it. And you can see Bill Carmody signaling give the foul. He wants to get himself into that situation, yeah.
And they foul Gonzalez. Llewellys with 2 consecutive fouls, his first 2 of the game. And that puts Princeton over the limit, the 7th team foul, and a good choice as Gonzalez shoots just 62% from the line and is 0 for 2 from the line today. Cal not yet over the limit with only 5 team fouls. Princeton with 1 full timeout left, and that's it. The arrow favors the Tigers. 1-1 for Gonzalez.
The aim of sport, huh? The ability to step on the line at a critical juncture, the 2, and then the free throw.
One out of 2. Rebound Johnson. Princeton can tie it with a 3.
They don't need the 3, though, Sean. They score quickly and give the foul.
Smart foul by McQueen because they're not over the limit, so Princeton will have to kill some more time. 6 team fouls now. They had a foul to give. 2 fouls on McQueen. The winner of this game meets the winner of the game between Villanova and LIU later today.
So if they go inside and back out, they may get the 3.
Time running out. All alone, Earl lays it in. It's a 1-point game, 15.6 remaining. Pressure applied, and the foul committed by Llewellys on Gonzalez. who is 1 of 4 at the free throw line today.
They denied everybody the pass, let Gonzalez get it, but using the clock, knowing they can give the foul. You're not looking for the three. They used the brush screen, and look at the great release by Earl. If he came down on the floor, he wouldn't have been able to get the layup. But then they were ready to force it to the corner. Bill's guys prepared, giving an inferior free throw shooter the opportunity.
Gonzalez, the football American, now in the bright spotlight on the basketball court. 10 of his 12 points here in the second half. It's a 2-point game.
Pretty impressive, though, huh? This is not his sport. Able to knock that 1 of 2 earlier, and this big one.
Princeton, after so many near misses in the first round of the tournament, finally won a first-round game last year over UCLA. They're heading for another either exhilarating victory or excruciating defeat in this year's first round. They're down by 3 with 15 seconds remaining. And a timeout called by Princeton. It will be a full timeout, and we'll return for the final 15 seconds in a moment. California wanted to call a 20-second timeout, and then they took so long it was changed to a full timeout. The officials thought they took too long to make that decision, so they charged them for both the 20 and the full. Cal now out of timeouts. Princeton has 1. Princeton down by 3. The question, Bill, is if you are Cal, do you foul and not let them shoot a 3?
I would foul because you got great rebounding. If they make the first and miss the second, you got good, big, wide bodies that can go up. I wouldn't give them a chance. Princeton likes to dribble, flip the ball back, or hit the post and kick.
Foul would be a 1-and-1 opportunity. Now Princeton gets it to half court and uses its last timeout. Both teams completely out of timeouts. A typical first-round game for Princeton in the NCAA tournament. We take you back 1 year to Indianapolis. First-round game against UCLA. Tie game. They run the back door. Goodrich to the Willis. And Princeton wins after 4 heartbreaking first-round losses in a row. Now they need a 3 to tie and force overtime in the final second.
Cal doesn't want to foul too early. A couple of seconds go by, you don't give them a chance to score, and foul. They look like they're going to play straight up.
Timeout by Princeton got Earl into the game, a good 3-point shooter. They need a shot. Llewellyn, last year's hero, has it blocked. Blocked by Grigsby, and California wins.
Decided, Sean, that they were going to let him try and beat him with the 3. A tough situation, particularly against a team like Princeton. But Grigsby, bad ankle. This will be re-aired by his mother, the anchor. The ability to look deep. Try to dribble, kick.
Well, it's dropped the handoff, which might have thrown the play slightly out of sync. Then Grigsby back for the 6th year, that rare 6th year of eligibility granted by the NCAA, and around to make a huge play. He goes back to Cal before Jason Kidd. That's how long he's been on the campus.
And that's why that uniform was retired, huh?
And that's how long it seemed those final 11-plus seconds took for Ben Braun as he sweated out his first NCAA tournament victory as head coach at Cal. The Bears move on to the second round of the East region, and they'll await the winner of the next game of the day here in Winston-Salem between the 4-seed Villanova and the Blackbirds of Long Island University. The genuine Chevrolet players of the game are Mitch Henderson of Princeton with 15 points, 9 of them in the second half, and Tony Gonzalez with key points down the stretch. Tony at 5 rebounds as well. Chevrolet will donate $1,000 to each school's general scholarship fund to reward outstanding students for their academic achievements and to assist those in financial need. Final score 55-52 in favor of Cal. Here's Pat O'Brien.
All right, Sean, and so Cal improves to 3-1 without injured All-American Ed Gray. Its first-round win in 4 years. Meantime, Princeton's 19-game win streak has been snapped. We're going to take you back to Kansas and Jackson State. They're in a timeout right now. We're going to take you back there after this. Hope you're enjoying the tournament here on CBS.
We're under the 4-minute mark here in Memphis, Tennessee at the Pyramid. Kansas up by 25, the top-ranked team in the country. Leading Jackson State's Tigers, Tim Ryan and Al McGuire here in Memphis. And after a close start through the first 10 minutes of the first half, the Tigers of Jackson State, who came in under 500 with a record of 14 wins, 15 defeats, having won 9 of their last 10, however, and the Southwest Conference Tournament, did a good job hanging in there, keeping it close. And that is Pulliam, now with 16 points. Their star, Trent Pulliam, a junior from Perry, Mississippi. But after that, it was all Kansas through the remainder of the first half. And then after shaky shooting to start the second, the board's domination that had been obvious right from the beginning just simply knocked Jackson State out of the box. So the #1 team playing like it. And they will await the winner of Purdue and Rhode Island. Our next game here this afternoon from the Pyramid in Memphis. #8 Purdue, #9 Rhode Island should be our best matchup of the day, as you might expect. And then this evening, Maryland and College of Charleston. Charleston 22 in a row they have won. And they'll be a real good matchup for the Terrapins of Maryland. Arizona and South Alabama will finish off the evening tonight here in Memphis. Jock Vaughn at the line. Had some time on the bench in some foul problems, but that loaded bench of Kansas and the great rebounding, Al, too much for Jackson State.
Just too much height down low. And the LaFrance had a great game, and I think the rebounds just buried them, 58-23. And obviously they're a much better club. They're probably a 35-point better club. And the average for Kansas each game is 83 points, and I think they'll get that this game. They're up to 75 now. Jock Vaughn surprisingly did not get a basket.
His only points from the free throw line. And he has 3 points, 75-52. Underneath, that's McKinney. Bradley, pardon me, Terry Bradley, number 32. Jackson State, but Kansas comes away with it again.
What Kansas tried to do each time down during the game is to just kick it inside, punch it inside. When it was an 8-point spread, Roy Williams called a timeout, and that must have been the most severe lashing, verbal lashing I've ever noticed Roy Williams to give to his team. And right after that, they come out and just buried the Tigers of Jackson State.
Well, they came out cold shooting in the second half, the first few minutes of it, missing a lot of easy chances underneath. And after Williams got through with them, the lads pulled it together, and they have played like the #1 team they are. 2:37 to go here in Memphis. The top-ranked team, the first time Kansas has ever been #1 at the end of the regular season. All they want is an NCAA championship. Roy Williams yet to win one there, 9 years at Kansas. Last year knocked out during the Elite Eight by Syracuse.
No team in the NCAA with a losing record has won, with the exception of Bradley in 1955.
Q missing underneath, and the Tigers of Jackson State come away. This is Michael Hall. He and Pulliam, the backcourt starters.
And when Bradley did it, they won 2 games in a row, not only 1. But they're the only ones with a losing record ever to win in the NCAA tournament.
This is Bradley with Pulliam. Pulliam launches and hits. Trent Pulliam averages 13-6 a game, and he's now got 19 today.
Earlier in the game, they wouldn't have given Pulliam that much of a look. They're all over him.
75-55.
Will they hit their average of 83 points? I say yes. That's a hesitation.
Nick Bradford, a freshman from Fayetteville, Arkansas, in the game for Kansas. Player they think will be one of their future stars.
He was their only freshman recruit last year.
Pulliam launches another one. He didn't waste any time, and he hits that one. 22 points for Pulliam.
His arms will go before his legs, I guarantee you that.
He's been launching them like that through the game. He's got 6 from 3-point range, but he's missed at least that many. Robertson Picking off the ball for Kansas. Ryan Robertson over to Pugh. Billy Thomas.
That's a flagrant. That's a flagrant. It'll be 2 shots and ball out.
Pulled down. And that was Woods. Fidel Woods, number 55, a sophomore from Natchez, who got the hook on him.
Here's a kick down low. He has inside position. A little bit too violent of a foul. Good call by the officials. That means he goes and takes 2 shots now, and the Jayhawks get the ball out, and the possibility of reaching their average of 83 points a game.
75 to 58 it stands right now with 52.4 left. Well, our tournament summary shows Kentucky hoping to become the 2nd team in 24 years to repeat as NCAA champions. And, of course, Dean Smith. He'll try to tie Adolph Rupp with 876 career wins tonight when North Carolina takes on Fairfield.
Well, Dean Smith is one of the best. There's no doubt about it. And you know, people try to find a chink in his armor. First, he didn't win the NCAA. Then he won 1. They never repeated. Then he won 2. He won everything. The Olympics, everything you can think of, Dean Smith has been to college basketball. But most of all, he's been a good example. His ball players, they seem to have a family. Even the Michael Jordans and the Worthies and the Perkins, they come back every summer. They gather around. So he is really today's John Wooden of yesterday.
Well, and he breeds some pretty good coaches, too, like that man right there. Just flashed by a picture, Roy Williams of Kansas, former assistant under Dean Smith. And now the bench empties from the Jayhawks with 52.4 to go in the game.
Well, one of the things, Tim, that's going to have to be considered somewhere down the line, who is going to take his place? Will Roy Williams ever leave the paradise that he's in at the present time? Would Ed Foger think of leaving the Gamecocks of South Carolina? Would they reach into the pros? I doubt that very much. Guthridge doesn't want the job. He obviously could have it, but he's been with Dean. He's a package for the last, I would say, 32, 33 years. Alley-oop!
And it's rebounded by Terry Nooner into the game for Kansas, along with C.B. McGrath, number 24, a junior from Topeka, Kansas, getting some tournament time here in this final minute. Upcoming games here on CBS. Long Island and Villanova, Valparaiso and Boston College in the West region. From the Southeast, Rhode Island, Purdue. That's right here. And that's a dandy we're looking forward to. Stay with us here on CBS.
And remember, if Charleston beats Maryland, it is not an upset.
Pulliam with 25 points. This is Nooner. Won't go for him. Back come the Tigers, and Pulliam launches another long ranger.
That's a trifecta in the last about 60 seconds. So he scored 9 points in 60 seconds from out by the washroom.
8 3-pointers for Trent Pulliam. And that drops for McGrath, and the final score. The top-ranked #1 seed, Kansas 78. Jackson State's Tigers 64. Andy Stoughton, the coach, congratulating the winning coach, Roy Williams. So now the Jayhawks will await the winner of Purdue and Rhode Island. Number 8 Purdue, number 9 Rhode Island. Big Ten against Atlantic 10. That's upcoming next year. From the Southeast Memphis region, our Chevrolet players of the game, Trent Pulliam with 28 points. 8 of 11 from 3-point range. Scott Pollard had a brilliant day for Kansas. 12 points, 19 boards, and 5 blocks. And that rebounding made the difference along with all that talent. And we'll be coming back to Pat O'Brien, our studios in New York, when we return with more NCAA tournament action in a moment.
On CBS in the East, Long Island and Villanova, they're going to tip at 2:40 Eastern Time. In the West, Valparaiso and Boston College at 2:42. Down in Memphis, an 8-9 game, Rhode Island and Purdue at 2:50. And at Auburn Hills, where we're about to go, they'll tip 30 minutes after the conclusion of Cincinnati and Butler. Cincinnati leads by 16 now, 76-60. 2:55 left in the ball game. Quinn Buckner and Gus Johnson are in the palace of Auburn Hills.
2:46 to go in the second half. Cincinnati completely dominating Butler, 76-60. Danny Fortson and Darnell Burton leading the way for the Bearcats.
Fortson 19 points, Burton 18 points, and he has really stroked it from the three-point line. Darnell Burton, 5 of 9. Rejected by the freshman Martin.
I mean, he was in the air waiting on it to come because he could see from the time that Rogers made the move, he was coming back. I mean, watch. If we catch it, he's in the watch. He goes up here, and he's just kind of waiting. You can see him bend his arm trying to figure out how far can he throw it in the stand.
Fourth block shot of the game for Cincinnati. Neuhauser had it blocked by Levitt. That'll make it the fifth block shot. And a whistle and foul.
And the freshman is getting a lesson here because he got fouled. There's no doubt about it. Dukovic fouled him the first time, and Kenyon Martin did not think enough to kind of just back away from it, and he got himself a foul in chasing the ball.
Now Cincinnati will advance, and they will take on the winner of Iowa State, Illinois State. Coming up later, don't forget Xavier and Vanderbilt, a 7-10 game against UCLA and Charleston Southern later on this evening. That game scheduled to begin at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. So a quadruple header this afternoon. It's just a great time of year if you are a basketball fan.
That basketball all day long.
Coming up next now, Long Island University against Villanova. That'll be a very competitive game, especially if Richie Parker and Charles Jones from LIU can continue to score points the way they normally do.
Well, they'll have their hands cut out for them. Villanova is also a team that I think that it's not so much the chemistry. They have the odd lineup, I think, where they're playing those big players back there with Cornegay, Thomas, and Williams, and it's just difficult for them to ever get any real rhythm.
Rogers rejected again. Here's Levitt picking it up. And they get it over the line. Damon Flint double team, and Cincinnati really starting to get rattled right now by the pressure, Quinn.
Well, the fans are surely trying to get into it, and I think that's important for them. But I think it's even more important as you look at Bob Huggins and think about what Huggins wants to try to do with his team. Remember, I talk about the mental lapses that Cincinnati tends to go through. That's what they've got to avoid, are the mental lapses.
Neuhauser for three.
Got a good look, and the ball fake was what got it for him.
So the foul inside will send Kenyon Martin to the line.
Take a look at Marshall, who's strong enough that when he fouls you, you know you've been fouled.
An exceptional high school football player, played linebacker at Xavier High School rather, in Cincinnati.
He had actually played, I mean, he's played against a lot of these UC basketball players, because when you grow up there, you know, the guys who play just pick up basketball in the summer, so he's played a lot of basketball against the players from Cincinnati.
And Martin missing the first free throw, 32% free throw shooter. Now, as we mentioned, still to come, plenty of great basketball for you. Valpo taking on Boston College, Rhode Island and Purdue. That should be a very good matchup. Tyson Wheeler, dynamic point guard from Rhode Island, against Chad Austin and Jerron Cornell from Purdue.
And Gene Katie's done a very good job with his team from Purdue, as has Al Skinner from Rhode Island. In the A-10, they did a good job. Gene Katie having won the Big Ten 3 years in a row, and you thought he lost all the players. He got back in the hunt this year, and he's going to play. And I think it's going to be a difficult matchup for Chad Austin to play against Tyson Wheeler. Tyson Wheeler is strong.
So Marshall at the free throw line, and he'll get the first to roll. We talked about the first three games. Our game will be Illinois State against Iowa State, and the winner of the Purdue-Rhode Island game, they'll get the opportunity to play top-seeded Kansas.
I'll tell you, the other one is there. The College of Charleston in Maryland will be a good game. College of Charleston has the longest winning streak in the country, 22 games, and they believe they belong in the dance. I mean, it's not like some teams when you come come in, you're just happy to be there. They believe that they should legitimately win a game, and Maryland has not been playing well of late, so that's an opportunity there to see what should be another outstanding game.
Maryland upset in the ACC tournament by North Carolina State.
Well, as you know, North Carolina State also got the Duke, so they were playing pretty well.
Burke's index squad really looked impressive during the ACC tournament, finally falling in North Carolina. There's Flint. Knocks down the second, 78-64. 8 points for Damon Flint. And the steal. Martin.
They better get him and get him soon, because he was thinking about what kind of duck he wanted.
And our Chevrolet players of the game from Butler. Jeff Rogers, a season high, 13 points. He also dished out 6 assists. And Darnell Burton, 18 points, 5 of 9 from the three-point line. Chevrolet will donate $1,000 to each school's general scholarship fund to reward outstanding students for their academic achievements and to assist those in financial need. Burton, the 6th man of the year in the Conference USA, 2nd straight year.
You get that kind of firepower coming off your bench, it can change the dynamics of a game very quickly.
Obviously, Burton good enough to start. Why doesn't Bob Huggins start a player like Darnell Burton?
Because I think one of the things you need to have is that dynamic. You need somebody that can come, particularly from scoring a point. Some guys can come and change it by defensively doing some things, creating a turnover. But if you've got a guy that can give you some numbers instantly off the bench, that can also change the game. And three-pointers demoralize teams. And so it's better if he's coming in knowing he's got the score.
So Cincinnati will move on to the next round as they will go on to beat Butler. Right now the score is 78-64. And they will take on the winner of Iowa State and Illinois State. Get a chance to see Dedrick Willoughby of Iowa State. 2nd team All-American, 1st team All-Big 12 performer.
And you get to see Rico Hill from Illinois State. You get to see Illinois State. I tell you, they'll give some people a good look at just if you will, kind of a smaller school, but they're not small of heart.
So 54.3 seconds to go, and Butler still refusing to quit. They're down 78-67. 78-67. Don't forget, games coming up later. LIU, Brooklyn against Villanova, Valparaiso, Boston College, URI, and Purdue. And right here, we'll have Illinois State and Iowa State.
They're having a little fun with Danny Forbes. Wanted to know if he was going to make the foul shots. Talking to him, I believe it was Wilson, but he also picked up his 5th foul and is just fouled out of the game.
So Kelsey Wilson fouls out, 15 points, 3 rebounds. He's a senior, had a great senior season, averaged 14 points a game, and was the MVP of the Midwestern Collegiate Conference tournament.
Made some changes for the team. Came in as an offensive player for them, did Wilson, and he finally got converted to start thinking a little bit more about defense. And it's one of the things that Barry Collier was really proud of, was that Kelsey Wilson started to give him himself, and by virtue of that, he thought the team became better when Wilson started becoming a better defensive player.
Barry Collier, 8th year at Butler. The co-coach of the year, along with Jimmy Collins of the University of Illinois at Chicago. Now watch Levitt just sky for the basketball. He'll travel, but that 39-inch vertical, you see it in instances like that.
Yeah, he's what you call, he can power jump, and that's off of 2 feet. He can just spring up and get the ball. He did that time, but he happened to come down over one of the Bulldogs and couldn't get his feet moving or the dribble, and he traveled.
Rogers all the way to the basket, hook shot, too strong. Newhouser puts it back up and in. 69-79, 10-point lead. Here's the full court pressure. And Burton trapped and fouled in the corner.
Yeah, they figured they'd take their chances here. Just go ahead and foul and see if you can get Cincinnati to make foul shots. They're not a very good foul shooting team. They're about 68%.
Jeff Rogers is fourth.
79-69, 41.6 seconds to go. Darnell Burton at the free throw line. An 80% free throw shooter on the season. And he got the first. Burton, our Chevrolet most valuable player coming from Cincinnati. 19 points now. 5 of 9 from the three-point line. He'll miss the second. Fortson, rebound, stick back, can't get it to fall. Out of bounds, and Butler gets it back with 36.6 to go.
And there's fight in both teams, because I thought Cincinnati on that rebound would just back out of the way and let Butler get it. But I saw, Melvin Levitt almost got a foul for jumping over somebody's head.
Rogers picks it up. Graves off the front of the rim. Long rebound out to Danny Fortson, and he's quickly tied up.
Danny's making sure he works on who gets the free throws here, so when the ball comes his way, instead of passing it, he's just holding it.
So Bob Huggins, in his 8th year, 621 seasons, advanced to the Final Four during the 1991-92 year. He had Nick Van Exel.
Corey Blunt was on that team as well, who's now a member of the Los Angeles Lakers. They're both members of the Los Angeles Lakers.
Don't forget, games coming up. In the East, Winston-Salem, Long Island against Villanova, Valparaiso, Boston College, Rhode Island, Purdue, and Illinois State. Here's Chad Canner, pump fake. The rebound goes to Danny Fortson.
You see, Danny's not in any real hurry to pass the ball out to anybody.
Fortson at the beginning of the season on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Cincinnati, the preseason #1 team in the country.
Well, they were an experienced team coming back. As a rule, they had just about all of their starters back with possible exception of one, but in terms of players, they had 5 or 6 players. But that's how he was portrayed, and his team was portrayed, was as getting to the road to the Final Four. That was preseason. They were, I don't know if guaranteed is the word, but they were mentioned very favorably, obviously, by that article in Danny Fortson as the team to get there. Since then, we've had a number of people come in. Suspects, you call them what you want, between Kansas, North Carolina, Wake Forest.
And the fouls continue. 9.4 seconds to go. Never say die attitude by Barry Collier's team. 84-69. And Bob Huggins will await the winner of Iowa State, Illinois State.
But Bob Huggins, though he's calm, the first game is always a scary game for a team, particularly a team like Cincinnati with high hopes, not just being in the tournament, but winning the tournament, because you don't know how your team will come out because they haven't played for a couple of days, and you don't know if they come take teams for granted. So Bob Huggins has to feel good about how his team came to play this afternoon.
So they will play the winner of Iowa State, Illinois State, Cincinnati. They win their first round game over Butler, 86-69. Danny Fortson, Darnell Burton, the difference for the Bearcats. Once again, our final score, 86-69. Now let's go to Pat O'Brien in New York after this commercial break.
The NCAA Foundation supports programs that respond to the needs of student athletes. Programs include degree
Two new games underway now. Long Island and Villanova just underway. Villanova leads 8-5, just underway out in the East. And Valparaiso and Boston College just underway, and it's 6-0 right there. We'll be sending you folks to those games. Then, for those of you expecting Rhode Island and Purdue, that's an 8-9 game. That's at 2:50 Eastern Time. And Illinois-Iowa State, that'll tip at 3:13. The 1997 NCAA basketball tournament on CBS continues after this. Hope you're enjoying the hoops here in March Madness on CBS.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the